each and every last one of you all. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to do a quick, I guess, a little review of Colin Cowherd talking about, hey, Dak Prescott's skill set is really the reason why they have the tolerance for Ezekiel Elliott. Now, you guys already know how I feel about all those things as it relates to Dak Prescott's skill set and Ezekiel Elliott. But let's listen in to what Colin Cowherd had to say. Let's go.
The life you are willing to accept. They always say that about politics. You deserve the candidate that the country elects. In America, you elect them, you deserve them, right? They all campaign, they all make their promises. We have like 2 years to think about it.
Yeah.
Are you in Dallas willing to accept Ezekiel Elliott's immaturity?
That's what he's saying.
Off-season maintenance, because it's now officially, it's part of him. Okay, it's like moving to Alaska. They've got dark, long winters. Okay, moving to Hawaii, they get some storms. It can be really hot. That's part of Alaska and Hawaii. Part of Zeke is the court dates, the judicial nonsense, the Vegas videos, the meeting with Roger Goodell. And Jerry Seinfeld...
Hey, this is the thing before we go into more details of that. That's not just part of Ezekiel Elliott. I believe that regardless of who we drafted, man, it's always some type of news as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys. You guys know that Roger Goodell and company always trying to pick and prowl. Now, this is the thing. Like I said before, if he could have went to any other team, we wouldn't be having these type of issues. If Ezekiel Elliott was drafted by the Jets, if he was drafted by the Bills, if he was drafted by the Cleveland Browns, for crying out loud, you wouldn't hear these type of talk tracks of Ezekiel Elliott being suspended. They would have swept that under the rug. Look, prime example, the guy that plays for, I guess he played for the Washington Redskins now, Reuben Foster. You guys know if he played for the Dallas Cowboys, he would never saw the field. But the reality of it is that since you put on that silver and blue, you get a lot of crazy stuff that happened. Remember, Ezekiel had never been arrested, and I can tell you guys, I can hear a lot of people saying, "Oh Lord, what you talking about, man? The guy's a knucklehead." And I'm not saying that he's a choir boy as well. So you guys got to look at both sides of the table. But the argument is that Dak Prescott, his lack of skill set, is the reason why the Dallas Cowboys are giving the tolerance level for Ezekiel Elliott. Let's listen to more what you guys got to say. Let's listen.
Used to have an old bit about when the bill should arrive at restaurants, and it reminds me of Ezekiel Elliott. So the premise of Seinfeld's joke is you should really pay before the meal, because that's when you really want the food. When you're stuffed, you're always mystified. You're always well, I got to pay now. That's how I feel about Zeke. In the season, week 7, fourth quarter, on the road, trailing Philadelphia, 4.5 to go. I need Zeke. Man, I want to pay for Zeke. I want to pay for Zeke. The off-season stuff, he has no value to me. In fact, I think he's negative value. I think he's a distraction. And so when I look at Zeke, it comes down to, and my new name for him is TM Zeke.
That's a good nickname for him, TM Zeke.
Are you willing to accept that? Because you deserve what you're willing to accept in life. And these distractions going into a year where the Rams are loaded in the NFC, Green Bay's loaded, Chicago's loaded, Philadelphia's loaded. Are you willing to accept it? Because let's be honest about this. If Dak was as talented as Deshaun Watson, Andrew Luck, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, you wouldn't be perhaps having all these discussions.
Now, that's a reach right here. That is an absolute reach, because people always look at, like, hey, if Dak Prescott were to be a talent as an Andrew Luck, the Watson kid, the other kid, Pat Mahomes, and those boys, or even if you can throw in the Carson Wentz or the Jared Goffs of the world, those guys outside of Russell Wilson was drafted in the first round. Now, I can actually say this, and I got facts and numbers to prove that I'm pretty much right on this. Dak Prescott been on the levels of a Russell Wilson. Find me some stats, guys. You can pull up the first 3 years and you'll see that it's been mirroring each other. So it's just the fact that there's just a different team. The Legion of Boom is legendary. Of course, they had the guys, they had the boy back there in the back. The guy that loved the Skittles. You already know who I'm talking about, right? Marshawn Lynch. So my thing is, I'm not saying that this team can't win a Super Bowl because we don't have those type of levels of quarterback play. But what I'm saying is that people like to immediately say that Dak Prescott is not on those levels. But think about it. He's a 4th round draft pick for a reason. Now, I will say this. For anybody that like to compare Dak Prescott to those boys, would you rather have, this is my segment right here that I would say all the time, would you rather have Carson Wentz or Ezekiel Elliott? That's the main thing. Would you rather have a Jared Goff or Ezekiel Elliott? Would you rather have a Deshaun Watson or Ezekiel Elliott? Those are the things that you have to ask yourself, because now I know Deshaun Watson and Pat Mahomes, they were drafted the year after Ezekiel Elliott was drafted. But are you guys telling me that the Dallas Cowboys should never looked at number 21? They should never looked at Ezekiel Elliott. They should have said to themselves, you know what? We got the 4th overall pick. We're going to move up and trade up, and we're going to get a solidified or bona fide quarterback. That's the reality. A lot of people like to compare Dak Prescott to those quarterbacks, but they fail to realize that Dak Prescott wasn't even in the chances of being drafted in the 1st round. So, did the Cowboys made a mistake by drafting Ezekiel Elliott? I'll sit and wait. You guys let me know. But people always like to do those comparisons, but don't look at the full picture.
Kareem Hunt became a problem. Kansas City's like, we don't need you. We got Patrick Mahomes. The minute the Seahawks got noisy, Pete Carroll's like, we don't need you. We got Russell Wilson. Okay. The reason the Patriots can bail on players, Terrell Revis, because they have Tom Brady. If Dak was more talented, you would be much less tolerant of the preseason nonsense of Zeke, which tells you probably that Dak is limited. If you had Patrick Mahomes with this Cowboy team, you would not feel beholden to Zeke.
True.
By the way, this is one of the things.
But this is the thing. People, he's messing it up too. You can't have one without the other. You can't have a Pat Mahomes and Ezekiel Elliott just off the drafting order, unless the Cowboys were to have 2 first-round draft picks and back-to-back horrible years or what have you in order to pick a guy with Pat Mahomes caliber or a Deshaun Watson caliber. Look, this team, the way it's structured, the reason why we got Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott, is because we was 4-12 one year. So, and the other problem is with this particular team is that all of the years that we've been in the middle, 8-8, 8-8. Let me know, Cowboy Nation. Just expound on that and help me out. When you're 8-8 and you've been drafting, where you draft at when you're 8-8? when you win just enough to maybe try to get you close to the playoff, but you don't make the playoff. And all of those years, and I'm talking about this is during the Romo era. That's why we just didn't get a chance to get those premier out-of-the-box type of guys, because we went multiple years of being 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. So you're going to pick in the 17th and the 18th, or sometimes in the 20th or the 25th or the 24th of the 1st round. Those guys that he mentioned, like the Andrew Lucks of the world, even if you want to say the Carson Wentz, even if you want to say the Jared Goffs, even if you want to say the Pat Mahomes, those guys get off the board real quick. Yes, so it's crazy. It's crazy. Let's listen to more what Colin Cowherd have to say, because this is Law Review. We live like 95, baby.
Felt they had to give Gurley a contract because Jared Goff is very young, and they felt Jared Goff needed 3 years of development before he could be the guy they could have B running backs with. But with Jared Goff, now they feel like they need an A. Now Gurley gets hurt. The question is he an A? But they wouldn't pay Gurley a year early on his contract if they had Drew Brees, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson. They wouldn't have to. This is why quarterback is so crucial in the NFL. If you have an A quarterback, and there's about 8, you don't get trapped with nonsense. You don't become beholden to great players who are a headache. This is why Seattle can move off noise, Russell Wilson. Why Kansas City feels they can move off not only troublesome players, but good players. D4, Justin Houston, Patrick Mahomes. Because owners will always
They moved off of D4 because they finished flip over and change over their defense collectively. You know, that's why they moved away from a D4. Now, as far as this overall thing, my thing is, Cowboy Nation, we can't fall into the traps of saying to ourselves, man, this is the reason why this team is this and this is the reason why this team is that. No, that's not the case nor the scenario. My thing is, Cowboy Nation, when you look at the total collective picture of what this team been doing, we've been drafting well for one, right? For number two, we've been switching some things around with the coaching philosophies and things like that. But we've been, since Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott been joined together in the hip, 2 out of the last 3 years, we've been in the playoffs. They got playoff blood in them, Cowboy Nation. It's crazy. The Chiefs went 3-4, went to a 4-3. Yeah, so they changed, and that's why they moved away from the D4. Now, if everybody can close their eyes and say, okay, if Pat Mahomes was on this team, what this team would look like, I would say yes, the quarterback play would be a little bit better. Or some people will argue and say it'd be a whole lot better. Lord, what are you talking about? But what I'm saying is that you got to put into your mind that Andy Reid is nobody to sneeze at as it relates to regular season coaching. He had Donovan McNabb down there in the Eagles when he was coaching that team. Looked like he was a perennial all-star as well. Think about that. And, you know, Andy Reid, he draws up some great stuff, man. But my thing is, Cowboy Nation, all we got to do is continue to take this thing one day at a time, one movement at a time, and understand that this right here, the quarterback play that we have with the Dallas Cowboys, it's been consistent enough to know that we can win multiple games. We can win over 8-8. We can get ourselves to 10+ victories, right? We can beat the teams that's in the NFC East. The main goal for this season, win your division, get to the playoffs, win that, and then move forward to the Super Bowl. Now, can the Cowboys collectively do that? Yes. This defense is going to be better, for one. For two, the continuity and the poise with the wide receivers is going to be better regardless of how you shake this thing around. And then if you talk about the Ezekiel Elliott situation, look, we don't have tolerance for Ezekiel Elliott. The guy got 2 more years left on his contract. That's a long time, Cowboy Nation. So don't rush it. You can't rush perfection. Look, Ezekiel Elliott should be out here during Oxnard. He's going to be practicing just like everybody else, developing and building up that continuity and poise with the rest of the team. Yes, if they go ahead and sign, who we got over here, I can't read your name, but he said sign Dak Prescott already. Yeah. If they go ahead and sign Dak Prescott, a lot of this news will go out the window. And then if they go ahead and make that move play on Ezekiel Elliott, remember the difference between Dak Prescott contract and Ezekiel Elliott's contract is this one fatal thing. Ezekiel Elliott got the 5th-year options on the table. Dak Prescott, who's a 4th-round draft pick, they only got 4 years. That's the difference, man. That is the major difference. Good morning to everybody, man. I really appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in to the nation. That's all the time that I have for this beautiful day. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this content. If you're on the Facebook panel, share. Really appreciate it, Cowboy Nation. Don't get all upset about it. Also, what I'm going to try to do is do the review of, I think it was on ESPN. I think one of the guys was talking high praise of my guy Dak Prescott versus a Carson, and I think it was Boog McFarland. I think that's how you say his name. The guy that was all in the in the booth last year calling the game from the deer stand. You guys remember him, right? Yes. He says many people are misinformed. Yeah. My thing is with this news and everything, everybody want to be able to put out. Look, my guy Shango. I'm gonna bring up Shango. You guys know who Shango is. He did a wonderful video the other day. He was saying that, like, our fan base and the media, and especially for those who own YouTubes of the world, right? And Facebook, shout out to Facebook. A lot of people are afraid to do videos or afraid to put out their thoughts because they want to be right. It's just like, and if you're wrong, then a lot of people be like, hey, you wrong. And then a lot of people would disabandon their team because of a certain personal opinion. Or they look at you and say, okay, Law, you was wrong on Dak Prescott, and I told you. They would rather be right than it be wrong. But the reality of it is that we all make mistakes. We all make major mistakes. We all don't get the right draft pick right. We all don't get the right players evaluations right. Regardless, we all fall somewhere, right? But the reality of it, Cowboy Nation, is that we love this team. We definitely love this team. And some people take their love to the extreme. Some people take it towards hate because they didn't get the player that they want. And some people just don't like the overall picture when we tell the truth about situations. Like, we can't have Ezekiel Elliott and Pat Mahomes. I know they're two different draft classes, two different draft years or what have you. But at the same time, when we was 4-12, when we picked up this guy, this running back, our mindset was like, hey, Ezekiel Elliott was here to help out Tony Romo. Tony Romo folded up like a wallet. Regardless of how you look at it, he folded up like a lawn chair. He was out there. But the reality of that is that he's gone. I see people all the time still saying that, hey, Tony Romo can still play. And Law, when you start talking about Romo, you just Romo bashing. No, I'm not. My brothers, people who know me close, will tell you that, guys, that, boy, I've been in many of fights of fighting towards to let people know about Tony Romo. But my thing is this right here, Cowboy Nation. Romo had to take, and I know he won a golf game, a couple of weeks ago, but he had to take himself out of another tournament because his back was messing up. And from my notion, golf is not a physical content type of sport. So, no telling, man. By him retiring, probably been the best thing for him, you say, in the long term. But we got some young blood out there. Dak Prescott entering into his 4th year. You got the Cooper Rush and the Mike White battles, and then you have this other guy they picked up off the Seattle Seahawks. They picked him up off the streets or what have you, Tyron Christian. And a lot of people are saying, you can't improve accuracy, you can't improve that, you can't improve this. My thing is, just let it play out. You just never know. You would never know. You never know. All right, Tom Jasper, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I can see your name here. Shout out to you, JR, man. Thank you for tuning in to the nation. Look, let's continue to grind. Let's continue to shine. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to absolutely nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. Let's go. We out.